how can I trust anybody when the people that helped me come to faith actually turned out to be abusers or liars or cheats? Power can be incredibly seductive, and the more followers you get on Instagram, or the larger a congregation you get, or the more book sales you get, we see that that power can have a corrupting influence on our leaders, and that happens inside the church and that happens outside the church. And I think, again, that the Bible's very realistic about this. I love the fact that the scriptures don't gloss over all the problems. I mean, there are problems between the leader of the early church, Peter, the one that Jesus said, "You're going to be the rock on which I build the church," and Paul. They fall out with each other. Peter seems to compromise the gospel. He's willing to say that in order to become a Christian, you've got to jump through all these ritualistic hoops. You've got to get circumcised. You've got to obey the kind of Jewish laws. And Paul's going, no, you can't do that. And so I love the fact that the Bible's got room for that people get it wrong sometimes, that our leaders are not perfect, and that we need instead to put our confidence in who Jesus is. And all of us fall short. In fact, that's one of the entry requirements of becoming a Christian, is to recognize all of us fall short of the glory of God. And so you get probably the strongest critique of leadership comes from Jesus. He's incredibly critical of the Jewish religious leaders of his day. He calls the Pharisees whitewashed tombs, that they look great on the outside, but inside there's a rotting corpse. Or blind guides, he describes them as. And so he's so angry. He talks about anyone that leads one of these little ones astray. It's better for them to have a millstone tied around their neck and then chucked into the sea. That doesn't sound like the compassionate, gentle, gracious Jesus that we expect. But I think the reason he is so vociferous in his critique of false leadership is because he cares about us. He cares about his sheep. He cares about his followers. He describes us as his children, his flock, his people. And therefore, it's about Jesus's ferocious compassion for us that he'll speak out and critique leaders so much. That makes all of us who dare to lead take stock that this isn't about us. This is always about service to Jesus, and recognizing that his reputation is at stake, his flock is at stake. I think if you have been hurt by a leader, you need to hear in Jesus' passion and anger at false leadership just his concern for you.